All right. Oh my gosh, so Olly from Criminally, that troublemaker, says that one of BookTube's biggest problems is that we are obsessed with ourselves and we talk about ourselves a lot. And he's been in some online communities and other communities, non-BookTube communities, that are less obsessed with themselves than BookTube. BookTube is the most self-obsessed community that he's ever been in. And I kind of love that, okay? Like, I love that for us. And in this video, no, I'm not going to just be talking about leaving BookTube or staying or starting a channel. No, I'm going to be talking about BookTube recommendations, books that other BookTubers have talked about that have piqued my interest, and hopefully I can pique your interest in their channels, and a couple of videos that I just thought were really precious. So if you're new, know that I'm Shelly. I love BookTube. I love books and reading, and that's what this channel is all about, and I'm excited about this kind of video. I haven't done one, I mean, I've done videos similar to this, but I'm trying kind of a new format, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, if you're not yet subscribed, maybe consider doing so, but without any further rambling on, let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. Whenever I highlight moments or videos from our community, I'm often doing all of the talking, which I don't mind. I actually quite like to talk. So, but I wanted to do this video slightly different, and I wanted the creators to speak for themselves. I wanted the booktubers to show off their own vibe, because I like the vibe of all of these booktubers. The first 4 booktubers have books that they talked about that really piqued my interest, and I hope that these books will also pique your interest. And then the last 3 are wonderful moments in the community that I wanted to highlight. So we'll start with Gabby Likes to Read.
Getting to historical fiction, but you don't know where to start. I got you. Here is my personal list.
I love her vibe.
Of any historical fiction recommendations that I would suggest for beginners. The Lost Queen by Signy Pike. I would say this is historical fiction, but with a little bit of fantastical elements of it. So this is following Llangordaith, and she is a young woman who is a real person. She was a real person. She was the twin sister to the man who inspired the legend of Merlin. And she was a queen in Scotland. I think this was like set in 4th or 5th, 6th century, set in 6th century Scotland. I thought this was going to be a straight up fantasy book when I read it, but then when I got into it, this was really historical fiction. This author went through great lengths to do a lot of research for this book. Her author's note at the end is like very extensive, and she is definitely committed to trying to get as much information, which is hard to do, but try to get as much information as she could about these individuals, and then embellish or add more breadth or add more girth to the story from the little tidbits that she was able to collect.
What I love about this summary is like that Gabby's highlighting the immense research that Signy Pike did, and that it is an Arthurian retelling, or like maybe an Arthurian adjacent story, which sounds really good. I have gotten into some Arthurian retellings. Some of them have gone better than others, and I was like, and like I'm not in my fantasy era at all. So historical fiction that has fantastical elements might be a nice way to sort of inch back into fantasy world, because I've just had a lot of fantasy duds lately, okay? So Gabby's giving me hope. The next channel is Book Bingo with Brandy, and what I really like about her is the way that she talks. Whether she has a smile on her face or not, she talks as if she has a smile in her voice. There's just a real warmth and welcome, like, atmosphere to her channel, which you're going to see in a minute, like what I mean, which I'm really excited to show you. She is doing about a video a month, maybe slightly more, and every month she's reading with a theme in mind. Now, the video, funnily, that I really loved was the one where she's talking about how she's reading with no theme, that she's mood reading. So I'm going to show you that clip right now.
If you're new here, I try to pick a theme and stick with a theme as close as I can for each month. And this month, the theme was super easy. So my birthday is in the month of July, so the theme I chose for the month of July is anything I want to read. So I just had a complete mood reading month and read any book that I was curious about, any book that I've been just dying to get to, or any book that I saw at the library and thought, oh, that looks interesting, so I'll pick that up. And I read The Turtles of Oman, and this was a 5-star read. This was absolutely adorable. It is written from the perspective of an 8-year-old boy, Arif. I might be saying his name wrong. It's Aref. And so his parents have decided to move to Michigan to pursue their PhD and further their education. And so because this book is written from the lens of an 8-year-old boy, he does not understand why his parents need to go to America to become doctors and then come back to Oman and not be doctors that practice medicine. He doesn't understand this concept of PhD. And so we get little sweet moments like that where he is telling the story and he is wrestling with not wanting to move. We're watching him struggle to figure out what to pack and all of the crazy things that he wants to put in his suitcase. And then he goes on a journey with his grandfather. And so we get dual perspectives of the 8-year-old boy and the wisdom of the elderly man. And I just found this story to be so incredibly precious. And while it didn't exactly paint the picture of the country for me, I felt like I was there with him because he loves his country so much and does not want to go to America. And so I felt like that was just such a sweet viewpoint for a book.
I like that she's summing up the story and she's talking about what she likes about the book, and she's very aware of what's also not working in the story, or for the reasons like why someone would want to pick up this book. So you would want to pick up this book perhaps because you're doing a read around the world challenge, or because you want to know more about that country. And she's really aware of in what ways the book is not delivering on necessarily the environment or maybe the political climate of the country, but you're also getting this perspective of a young person who really loves their country. And there's something to be said in that. And then I love that she just describes the book as adorable. Like, I was sold. The next channel I want to highlight is Kate from Diary of a Provincial Lady. She is so wonderful. She's so thoughtful about her reviews, and her voice is like warm honey. It's just so easy to listen to, and she's very, very good at thinking about what she loves about a book. And so she did this video about historical fiction recommendations, which for me is like catnip to my little kitty nose. I was like all about it. And she just was so good at describing what she loved about a book. And then she got to a book that I had also read, which was The Dutch House by Anne Patchett. And the way that she described it, and she described a moment that I really loved in the book. And I was like, she described that accurately. She describes a moment in the book where the siblings are together having sort of their like teenage angst conversational moments in the car. And they're observing their childhood home sort of from afar. And the way that she described it was so wonderful. I probably should have played that clip for you. But instead, she got me interested in this book by Julian Barnes, who I forgot was an author that I wanted to read. And then she got me re-interested in that author and in the book that she highlights.
Right, next up is a novel that's very close to my heart, one of my favourite works of historical fiction, and it is The Noise of Time by Julian Barnes. This is a fictionalized retelling of the life of the composer Dmitri Shostakovich. He lived and worked in Soviet Russia. Julian Barnes is such a treasure, and this, I think, is his best novel. He in this captures the tension, the fear, but also the like absurdity of Stalin's Russia. If you've ever watched The Death of Stalin,
I like
that's like an out and out comedy, but the sense of absurdity in this is something that I think he does so well. But more than anything, this is a really profound novel, the account of an inner life slowly being crushed by that Soviet system. In preparation for this video, I was like, I wonder where other people rank this in terms of Julian Barnes novels. And I read a review in The Guardian that said the same thing, that this is essentially his masterpiece. And they pulled out a passage from the novel that is just so good. It really makes me want to reread this. And it is, there were those who understood a little better, who wanted to support you, and yet at the same time were disappointed in you and wanted you to fight as they believed they would do in your position. In other words, they wanted your blood. That is a really great encapsulation of this novel.
Kate does some things that are so wonderful. She highlights the fact that this book is absurd, which gives me a sense of what I'm going to jump into if I decide to read this. Like, what mood do I have to be in? She does some research and, talks about the Guardian, an institution that ranked Julian Barnes's novels, which was really helpful for somebody who hasn't read Julian Barnes. Then she also reads a quote. I'm like, a master reviewer right here, right in this channel. So good, so informative, so easy to listen to. Next up is Em Reads. She talks about a book that I had once and unhauled. I unhauled this book, and now I want to rebuy it because of her review.
The Thornbirds by Colleen McCullough. And guys, I cannot tell you how much I loved this book. I loved this book. This was so engrossing. I wanted to keep reading it. I mean, do they write books like this anymore? I kind of feel like they don't. I feel like this kind of book was so, maybe not ubiquitous, but much more this style of family saga covering generations and passionate love story was so much more common in the 70s and 80s. And why don't they write books like this anymore? Or if they do, what are they? Tell me what they are because I want to read them. But I loved this book. I never really hear anybody talk about anything else by Colleen McCullough. So I know she wrote lots of other things, but is this just kind of her best? Or is her Men of Rome series good? Let me know what you think about that, because if anything else she wrote is similar to or as good as this, I'd be interested in reading it. But gosh, I love this. The Thornbirds follows the Cleary family, who are originally in New Zealand. They're of Irish descent, but they are in New Zealand, and they are farmers, sheep farmers, and they get an opportunity to move to Australia to work on the sheep ranch of their aunt and kind of take over the running of the station, because the father of the Cleary family will eventually be the heir to that. And it just details their lives from the time of that move and how they take to Australia, the people they meet. And the descriptions Colleen McCullough writes of the Australian outback are stunning.
Here's what I love about this video. You can tell that Emily loves this book. I mean, she says it herself. She's just excited about it. And I feel in many ways that's why many of us read. We want that feeling. We want to just have gone on this amazing adventure with someone else. And also she has all these curiosities. And I love that she is asking them. She's trying to process them. Do they write books like this anymore? Colleen McCullough, why doesn't anyone talk about anything else that she wrote? Are there any other books like this out there that are being written today? All these are wonderful and amazing questions. So if you have answers for Emily, I would love for you to go to her channel and answer these questions, because I think that they're absolutely valid and really interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to answer the questions now, but what great questions. Right, the last 3 videos have to do with Booktube itself, and we're going to start off with Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading. Kelly is great. And what I love is that Kelly She is very much, she's very open when she's like feeling down or when she's going through tough things. And then what she does is like, she's always turning it back around, like cheering herself up. And I love that. And one of my favorite things that Kelly does is that she opens, like she will show you her mail, like booktube mail. And there's something about that that is just so precious to me. Like I love watching people open packages on the internet that are thoughtful, not PR packages. I like packages that are personalized to the person. And that's what she's showing us a little bit in a video where she's talking about being cheered up by BookTube.
I wanted to talk about like some things on BookTube that are just really cheering me up right now, and just BookTube related things. Okay. So first of all, again, as I said, my cat died about a little over 2 weeks ago, and I miss him so much. And some of you have sent me the most amazing cards. Look at this one. With the, like, look at that sticker. It's so cute. And I got another card with these little charms in them. I can't show you the card because I'm trying to keep it together, you guys. But there's a little angel wing and there's a little paw. So I love that so much.
Isn't that precious? Kelly's precious. She's precious. She's a little gem here on BookTube. Love her so much. The next person, I have been kind of obsessed with her channel. It's Miss Terri, who has been on BookTube for 16 years, has something like, well, she'll talk about it in a second. And some videos resonated with her. And I just thought she had so much wisdom to share. And I just wanted to highlight her channel. I'm like, she's a gem. Everyone needs to go follow her. You'll see in just a second.
I thought, oh boy, do I have something to say about this. I don't always have that strong of a response. Hence, I don't usually do these videos. I might find them interesting and intriguing and I think about them, but I don't have that compelling, I need to respond to this. And the comment I left for Shelley was, I will be responding to this because, and I'll be responding from the point of view of someone who has been here on BookTube for 16 years and only has, I don't remember how many I had as of the comment, but today, 695 subscribers. That is barely a blip. That is barely a blip, especially for 16 years. So that begs the question, why am I still here? Know your why, okay? Know your why. Why are you here? Why are you participating? And go for it. If you want to make a channel and you're so excited and you want to get on there, at some point, relatively soon, think about what your real why is. What is your why? You need to know that. It will help you, especially as then you maybe need to evolve and go with the changes. So know your why, and kind of an extension of that, make it yours. Whatever it is that's happening. BookTube has changed so much. I don't think we even called it BookTube when I started. It was July 2009. And I have left those old videos up. So you can go back and look at them. I'm awkward. My hair is brown. 16 years will do that. Yeah. And the types of things I talked about, the types of books I talked about, has changed. My why has actually changed some. It really has. And so I've recently, you may have noticed, I've been kind of evolving a little bit. I've had to rethink these things. It's like every once in a while you're going along and you think, I need to rethink this. Things aren't quite the same and I need to rethink this. I don't want to disappear. So I'm going to rethink this and you know, make some changes and see about this evolving thing.
Just so great. She's so great. And she's very practical. She's very analytical. I feel like she had a lot of good advice without feeling like it was advice. It feels like she's having a conversation, that she's just being warm and welcoming and introspective without getting into her feelings too much. I just loved it. She also did a video about Demon Copperhead, and I watched the whole thing. I've read Demon Copperhead, and I still was totally sucked into her book review on it. It was so interesting. And again, she has this analytical approach, but she's also open to thinking about how the book is going to land for other people. It's so good. So good. So if you, I mean, gosh, please go follow her. Amazing. The last one is Mr. King of BookTube, but Steve himself. Steve, there are many modes of Steve that I enjoy. My favorite, though, is when he is sort of presenting in a way where he's teaching you something. And so he was like, so you want to start a BookTube channel? And that's how he starts this video. And it is precious. And I mean it, like, it's one of the, I've watched this video more than once, okay? I don't know why. I have a BookTube channel. I know what it takes to have a BookTube channel. But it's like, there's this like little like sappy piece of joy in Steve's soul that I'm drawn to in this video. And so I'm like, if I'm like, I'm having a terrible day, I will go and watch certain videos of Steve's that just hear me up, okay? He's not the only one. There are other people. There's like certain videos. I'm like, wow, there's just a little magical spark. And this is one of them. So here is Steve.
So, you're thinking of starting a BookTube channel. Good for you. Probably you're thinking about that because you have seen BookTube. You have watched BookTube videos. You've seen how much fun we all have. You've seen how great it is for a whole bunch of people who don't have anybody to talk about books with in their life to suddenly talk about books with a whole bunch of people who respond in the comment section or email the booktuber if they leave their email. You've seen the fun of buddy reads and read-alongs and, oh my, I just went to the library and got 4 books and I can't wait to tell you about them. I can't wait to say why I got them, what's on my mind. Or you've seen people who have thousands of books behind them and just went on a major book haul or maybe an unhaul. You've seen all these things that booktubers do in their videos, and you have also noticed, it's tough not to, that some of those booktubers are dialoguing with each other. They're mentioning each other. They're joking with each other. They're saying, oh, so-and-so said something that was really interesting. I'd like to respond to it myself. You've seen all of that. You have seen, in other words, a community. Not a fake one, but a real one. And you've been watching that long enough that you have reached a kind of critical mass and thought, well, maybe I'd like to start a BookTube channel. Maybe I'd like to join that community. Okay. So let's go over the steps. Let's go over the things you need to think about and ponder on since you're thinking of starting a BookTube channel. And thing number 1 is, do you really want to?
I'll leave you there because it's such a great video. It's so fun. It's so great. It's so wonderful. Yeah, and he brings up really the basics of everything you need to think about when you want to start a BookTube channel. So yeah, that's it. Some books to think about, some community things to ponder. We'll leave everyone linked down below. These are just samples of their video, and I want you to go and watch their videos because their videos are great. All of these people are wonderful. So please go and enjoy the community. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you immensely. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. And I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.